Hello everyone, and welcome to the Speed Race World Championships Round 2. I'm here... 1 second, sorry. Give me 1 second before I start commentary, guys. I'm getting everything set up. I'm just so excited I forgot to do it beforehand. Alright, I'm here today for the Speed Race World Championships. We're in round 2. I'm here, Nuggly Eye. Today we have 2 great competitors facing off today with Shane and NHL. Now, these 2 are all widely considered to be the 2 best mobile players in the game. So both these guys are on mobile today, which, you know, it'll create a different environment for sure. Not really sure how to describe it, but with these 2 both being mobile greats, mobile giants, as you will. Yeah, it'll be a fun match. We can truly see who the best mobile player in the world is as we get started on map 1, Western Bluffs. This is a Seattle server, which means NHL should have home pig advantage, as that is his primary server. And I believe both these competitors having an 18-2 PB, which is a great time. And they seem to be about equal throughout the whole map. NHL not going for his spinner strategy is interesting, which he kind of revolutionized in his 18-2 former world record. We might be switching servers here. Shane is apparently on 200 ping, which shows in his 18-6 finish. I don't... So, Shane... Okay. Well... Okay, I'm just gonna shut this down. We don't want competitors getting unfair practice rounds. Shane opting, he really doesn't want to play on 200 ping, which makes sense. Especially on a map like Western, where the spinner actually does have a pretty big difference. Alright. Now we should be good to go. Starting with practice 2, as competitors did get their first practice round in Seattle. And this is probably closer to Shane's home server advantage, but doesn't seem like it'll matter. He doesn't seem too comfortable as he takes death in practice. NHL trying trick jumps. And Shane, NHL, yeah, I'll talk about this. NHL implemented a strategy of jumping straight from the spinner straight to this platform, but he seems to be not implementing that in this tournament, which is surprising, as it's kind of his strategy, and to see him not implement it is, I don't know. as we head into round 1. Good luck, competitors. What? Okay, this is just not going to count because NHL thought that I guess I should have been more clear on what was going on. Okay, that is unfortunate. I didn't... Alright. True round 1 begins. Good luck, competitors. NHL having slightly worse start, but Shane messes up and is already going to be taking a death. NHL needs to capitalize on this. Oh, but the spinner's not with him, and he misses that, also taking a death. The spinner, obviously, especially on higher payings and in tournament, where the spinner's located, it might just not be favorable, and you can make the jump, it just won't be as clean. That's the strategy that I was expecting NHL to take in practice. 23-9 to 33-3. A slow start, but what can you do? Oh. All right. Heading into round 2. Both of them obviously are going to be hoping for a decent time. NHL gaining quite a bit on Shane throughout the first couple of turns. I think he is the favorite on this map, just having 18-2 former world record, but Shane gains a little bit time back. 18-5, 18-6. Shane just taking that round. Yeah, we were seeing some lag issues with NHL on the spinner. I'm not quite sure what that was about. But round 3 here. Both of them, again, wanted to be a little faster. I don't think 18-5, 18-6 are going to cut it. NHL keeping about up with Shane. Oh, the spinner is just inoptimal for NHL, but he does his strat and gains time back, as they both finish a 0.4. Obviously, that spinner, some may call it RNG. It's not literally RNG, but when you're playing on 110 ping, that it's just not, there's a chance that it's inoptimal spinner. Which is unfortunate, but both of them wanted to finish out a third run just to get a solid average before really going out. Obviously with the soup 20s. Ooh, oh. Shane did not make the spinner as NHL finishes in 18-5. Shane on the verge of counting a 23. Going into round 5, gonna need to perform. 35-4. All right, heading into round 5 for Western Bluffs. And coming up is going to be a skip extravaganza. Round 5. NHL is comfortable, but he would love an 18-4 here. Shane, however, needs to finish something decent. But NHL just taking better cuts, better lines throughout the map. Ooh, yeah, Shane not having a clean run compared to NHL, who will finish, both of them finishing at 18-5. But NHL was quite ahead at the end there, so we'll have to check touches on that later. But I see a strong possibility that NHL takes that map. NHL most likely with the lead on Western. However, he was favored going to that map. Heights. Heights is different. I'm not sure NHL's PB on this, but I know Shane is a 16.7 world record holder. So we should be expecting great times from him, as he's using Elder Fall. Both of them using Elder Fall, which is great to see. Elder Fall allows you to hit the end zone much quicker, and on this map, the strategy is to rub against this wall pretty hard to see how quickly can you stop all your speed and hit as early as possible. Both of them seem to hit it pretty clean in practice. I'm expecting Shane to take this with like a 69, 68 average, but I have no clue what NHL can do right now. I don't think I've seen him play this map, but I'm sure he'll surprise us. Both of them taking the start line right there, very safe, which might be smart in a tournament, but also like they're taking it safe to an extent where it's slowing them down. They seem to be about equal at the ending. 16-9 from Shane, 17 flat from NHL. Heading into round one, this might be a closer battle than I expected. I assume NHL must have gotten some practice in on this map, which is great to see. Yeah, going really safe, jumping on the fence, which is smart, but that not going for that will save you quite a bit of time. NHL with a much better ending gets a 16-9 to Shane 17-1. Great start for NHL. Apparently that is his PB. So maybe he did not get as much practice as I thought he did. Shane obviously having 16-7 to 17-1 is good, not what he's looking for, but I'm sure there's just some inaccuracies at the end and he'll get it fixed for next round. Ooh. Oh, NHL just taking that really safe for some reason across the checkered. Losing quite a bit of time at the ending, but they still tie. Shane, again, a 17-1 is not what he's going to be looking for. And similar to Western, there is kind of an RNG element to Heights as well, as you have the checkered. The checkers add an element of, you know, unpredictability that you have to, as a competitor, you have to adapt to what your checker cycle is, which I think is a really interesting aspect. Obviously, ooh, NHL losing a bit of time. Obviously, to have an optimal checker cycle isn't super... Oh my gosh! And a weird mistake for NHL. Not even close to that platform as Shane, 16-9s, finally gets a decent time for him. I don't know why NHL... Apparently, I must have been a mistake when transitioning to first person, which is the strategy on mobile, to get the ending as clean and as sharp as possible against that wall. NHL not taking the start line as safe, I think, is smart. Good checker cycle, but he still loses time to that fence. I think he's getting caught on it. Ooh, 17-0 tie. NHL, sorry, did not seem like he did not seem like he was having a great ending, but then lost a lot of speed on his bonk. Next, we have NHL giving up in Chad, but this is very winnable for him right now. Shane starting with the two 17-1s and is taking the start very... Ooh, but a bad checker cycle as Shane falters to a death. NHL would love to capitalize on this, but he doesn't. A slow end doesn't lose a lot of speed. Gets him a 17-1. Shane the Death is just going to be finishing this out with a 30.3. Next, we are on to Acid Realm, a pure skipless map. Again, Shane seems like the favorite with the 37-3 PB. NHL, I think this is going to be his worst map in this tournament match. Just seemed unable to perfect this match before the match. Sorry. Excuse me. Shane, multiple 37 threes, mobile world record holder, is heavily favored for this map, but I thought the same for Heights, and there is a big possibility that NHL wins Heights, which could give him a 2-0 lead in the first two maps, which would obviously almost force a game 5 if Shane needs to win. Map 5, sorry. NHL still trying to figure out this slope, which is the hugest piece of this map. I mean, you could play the rest of the map perfectly if you have a bad slope right there. That could easily get you 37 6s, right? And compared to the 37 3s that Shane can get, that's not going to get you anywhere. Ooh, NHL failing the seam jump at the end. Both the earlier slope and the end zone are pretty big choke points, but they are very easy to take safely. It's just when you're against Shane, can you do that? I'm not sure. Ooh, Shane opting for the double steam approach, which doesn't give him enough distance. That is, I believe, a more mobile-centric strategy, as seam jumps are just more common on mobile. Oh, wait, this is track 2, I believe. Yeah, this has to be practice 2. Neither of them finishing the run first time. I would love to see what kind of time NHL specifically is going to get here, because I have little insight. Ooh. NHL sinking on the slope, but NHL bonking the platform pretty hard. Both not having clean slopes there. And Shane does just gain a little bit of time throughout the rest of the map, though, through double steam. 37-6 from NHL is probably what I'm going to be expecting from him throughout the map. Heading into round 1 here. NHL, just a few days ago, was asking me for help with his 37-6 PB. That's the only insight I have for what times he's going to be getting. So we'll see if he can pull out some .5s, but I'm unsure how much he's practiced this map. It might not matter, though, if we see another Shane, you know, bonking the platform up there pretty hard. Gives you .8s. Ooh, Shane with a pretty clean slope. NHL, it seems he always sinks into the slope, which loses him .1, .2 every time. So he's going to be counting on Shane making mistakes here to take the map, because he seems unable to hit the slope super cleanly. Shane having a great rest of the map. Both of them missing the end zone. NHL AFKing, taking the DNF. Shane will finish this one out. I was not expecting that. But the double steam strategy, obviously you need to time it pretty well, or you just won't have enough distance to hit the end zone. Compared to the main PC strategy of, you know, shift locking into the end zone, mobile does seem a little inconsistent. Shane just finishing this run. And the double steam strategy fails again as he DNFs. Both of them DNFing the first round to double steam. definitely unexpected, but if I was, I think that goes a little in NHL's favor, if anything, because you know he's counting on Shane making mistakes, and that DNF for Shane is pretty big. Obviously, though, NHL, that his DNF is not to be taken lightly either. NHL having a decent slope there, but still bled a lot of time to Shane. This is not what he wants. Both of them, I suspect, will take the... Shane faltering on that corner. NHL needs to finish this out. Maybe just going for a really wide, safe double steam. That's... He misses double steam! Both of them scrambling for the end zone. This ending has taken so many lives already. Wow. Shane, I mean, I hope he just takes this double seam really, yeah. Just landing with his feet there is going to be obviously optimal. Just needs to prevent these deaths, as both of them first two runs are going to be unsatisfactory. NHL taking it really safe for a 77-7. All right, heading into round 3. Both of them need to severely lock in. I trust neither of their consistencies right now, but I still have Shane on this because he's so much more experienced on this map. It's all, and to be fair though, Shane did not die to double steam. He died earlier in the map. So, ooh, Shane, both of them having decent slopes. We'll see if Shane can survive this section though. This should not be a place you die regularly. I mean, from the slope to the end zone, this should be basically automatic. So, Shane seems to have gotten over that though. For the double steam, NHL taking it really wide, still gets us 37-7 to Shane's 37-6. I know it's good to take it safe at this moment, but that he's landing with many studs to go with his feet, so he just is unable to gauge where exactly to jump, which in tournament it makes sense, you know. Again, I mean, neither of these guys have like safety cushions, so they need to do that 2 more times at least. Yeah, both of them taking the slope pretty safe, not really risking bonking the platform. NHL, I think, actually gaining a little bit of time on Shane throughout the map. But it all comes down to the double steam, which NHL fails the first steam. It won't kill him, but it is slow. 37-7 for Shane to 37-8 for NHL. Not the speed I was expecting from Shane. Definitely not the speed I was expecting from Shane. Heading into round 5. Shane especially just needs to finish this no matter what. And NHL's only big opportunity to win is if Shane makes a mistake here, as I predicted. NHL having a clean slope though. I mean, a good run here would be doing well. Which is actually yeah, Shane. I mean, NHL having a great run here. And this is honestly a pretty decent strategy because, I mean, he's just banking on Shane making a mistake, but he takes that so wide, both of them finishing a 37-6. NHL with the IGT win on that 5th round. This is an interesting match because Acid Realm, factoring NHL's ping, that's possible that is an NHL victory on Acid. I mean, it's unlikely. It's unlikely, but it's definitely possible. NHL saying he's never finished a run here on Cavern of Darkness. He clearly did not put in the practice. I think heading in, he was expecting to lose this map to Shane, which, I mean, Shane does get 22-4, 22-5s on the regular, so I'd understand that feeling, but at the same time, you know, NHL with probably the 2-0 lead over Shane, if he just practiced this map, had a chance to take it, then that'd do him wonders. He doesn't even know where to go. Yeah, the Steam. I think this map, especially for mobile, should be played first person, but I'm unaware of how Shane plays it. Alright. NHL seems unable to get rid of Elder Fall. Shane is going to have discretion on whether NHL gets another practice round. Yep. Round 1, Cavern of Darkness. NHL obviously just not favored. Yeah, he, no offense, he doesn't really know what he's doing clearly, and I think he himself would admit that. He is in R15. I don't know what happened. I don't know why NHL's in R15. Shane is gonna take a death though right before the end zone. I mean, if NHL could finish out this R15 run, that would take the first round on Cavern of Darkness. And he dies. Shane is overtaking him. Shane finishes with a 47-7 as NHL DNFs. Round 2. NHL is going to be sticking with R15 for this map. Maybe he's just more comfortable with it or something. His home ground. Yeah, I mean, he's having a decent run here, I mean, compared to his first round. So maybe sticking with R15 weirdly is helping him. He slows down, though. Definitely not used to timing those jumps, and he tries. He's going to falter to Shane's 22-7. Finally getting a decent run here. And again, NHL is going to DNF. So, NHL starting with the 2 DNFs. Obviously, every mistake is going to be counting now. Everything's on the line here, but Shane, obviously starting with a mistake as well. Could go either way as we head into round 3. Finishing this round is pretty huge for both of them, especially NHL. Shane just knows the lines so much better than NHL, though, as he has 22-4. As NHL misses that jump, which is understandable in R15. Shane seems to be BSCing quite a bit. I'm just kidding. to finish a 22-8, which obviously a finish is going to be just fine against NHL right now, but that's not, I don't think that's up to his time standards, you know. He was saying he might drop a 22-4 in tournament. Saying he was going to drop a 22-4 in tournament, then showing up and putting up 22-8s is not the best look, but it doesn't matter. He's still getting the job done. And I believe I didn't actually catch what NHL got there. I'm just going to put down a DNF as I'm unsure. I'm sorry for that. And obviously Shane is already going to take this map. But we'll just see what these competitors can do. You heard NHL's death as Shane finishes a 22-6. He's picking up the times now. And NHL really struggling to finish the map. Take your time. And he finishes with a 37-3. Actually, NHL might have finished the third run. So it is my apologies for missing it. Wait. Alright. Round 5 here. Shane. I was being confusing in chat. Shane just gonna want to be getting some good times here just to show off a little bit. And our final map is gonna be very interesting. As obviously it's definitely possible that this is a 2-2 game right now. Shane, the DNF, not gonna be able to finish this last run. That's fine. It doesn't matter. As he locks in a 22-7 average, which NHL could only, no offense, dream of touching right now as he get 24-0. That's not terrible. I believe still a DNF average, though. I'll have to recheck the recording afterwards, though, unfortunately. Realm. Again, I have Shane favored. Third in the world for EGT. Tied PB with the EGT champion. Believe it or not. So, Shane favored on this map, but Realm is so volatile, as you can already see 4 seconds into practice 1. Oh, see? This really is a test of consistency. Yeah, Shane is neither of them being able to even grasp any sort of consistency on practice 1. The round's going to be over within about 20 seconds. So, even though Shane has a much faster PB, one of the best EGT players in the world on this map, it's all going to come down to, can you finish these runs? NHL, I'm not sure his PB, but if he can perform, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they seem to be much better in the second practice round. They really know they need to lock in consistency-wise. Neither of them going for the pixel, though. That's interesting. And a smart strategy considering their consistency struggles earlier in the match. Shane obviously just taking a little bit to movement. 32-6. Respectable time for sure. Ooh, NHL's not hitting the trampoline. That's the first sign that your consistency is starting to go, is that trampoline. Really safetying this trampoline would be a great choice for him. Obviously, that doesn't sound good. You don't want to have to safety, but on Realm map 5, I believe it's probably a 2-2 tie. Consistency is all that matters. That's the whole game right now. Oh, NHL over jumps it. The little platform there. Heading into round 1, NHL not finishing a comfortable practice round to Shane's 32-6. Shane's looking great, but time will tell. Round 1. Finishing out just a 32-6 like Shane did in practice 2 will be a great start. Oh, Shane falters to consistency already. NHL finishing this run out would be huge. And he bonks the chain. He's going to be sent to the start. Back with Shane. Shane. Obviously, neither of these competitors want a mistake, but the faster you fix these mistakes, the worse the damage is. It's just damage control at this point. And obviously, 2 DNFs, I mean, Shane would much rather count a 50 than a 53. You know, it's just small margins like that. Shane 46-0, NHL 47-2. That, it sounds silly, but that genuinely could be the make or break for this map, which would be awesome to see. Round 2. Both competitors really are going to be needing to show some consistency. I mean, neither of them want those 46, 47s to decide the match, even though it'd be awesome. NHL just loses a lot of time at the start. I didn't quite catch what happened. Maybe it was just a bonk, slope steal. But, again, it doesn't matter. He's able to get through that chain without bonking it. Ooh, but he does. I think he is getting a little bit on Shane throughout the map, which is interesting. As they both... Yep. They're both going to finish this run out. Neither of them on great times. 32-8, 32-9. And as I said, the same thing from round 2 still applies here. Round 3, they just need to finish. Then after, I think, 2 finishes, then especially Shane will just start trying to go as fast as possible, maybe even attempting the pixel, which will be awesome to see. Both of them at least making it through the start. I was wrong. Shane misses the trampoline. And obviously, NHL's been in this position before. He's alone, going solo throughout the map, but he wasn't able to capitalize on it last time. So a finish here, again, would be huge. As he does with a 32-6. A 32-6 was faster than I was expecting for NHL. Honestly, because I have no idea what his PB is, but 32-6 is nothing to scoff at. As Shane 42-9 is not going to be ideal. NHL 2 quick runs to Shane's 1. I mean, he's going to have the advantage here. And the 32-6, could NHL win on time? That would be crazy to see. And Shane is 1 mistake away from possibly losing the whole match. Yeah, Shane taking that trampoline very safe. Losing time to NHL, which honestly isn't great right now, as NHL's been looking great time-wise. He's playing the map very well right now. They seem about equal heading into the ending. A finish here could be a tie. Ooh, Shane gets a little slowdown. Takes the 32-7 to 32-8. As we head into round 5, this could be the make or break. Shane needing to get a decent run here, but NHL already locking in a 32-7-6-7 average. And Shane needs a 0.7 to get a 7.67 average. So a 0.6 here from Shane might win the match. A 0.7 might tie the match. I don't know. Obviously, touches are going to have to be accounted, so. But Shane, only 2 finished runs here, has nothing locked in. Nothing guaranteed. Both of them hit the pixel. Both of them hit the pixel in clutch time. This is huge. I was not expecting them to even go for it, especially Shane, with 2 mistakes going for pixel and hitting it. But Shane falters at the ending as NHL takes a 32-5. Shane doesn't even know what to do. NHL with a 32 32-6. Shane saying he gets a call. I don't know the validity of that. We're going to be keeping NHL's 32-5. No redo there. This is all Shane. And I will be ensuring this redo after the match just to make sure this is valid and he's not lying. Which I don't think he would be, but obviously we have to make sure this is integral. Slow run here. I bet he's going to be going for Pixel, which is so inconsistent, which is not what he needs. He misses Pixel. He's going to finish the run out, but that is realm to NHL. There's a huge chance that NHL takes this match with a great performance on Heights, a great performance on Western, and could even tie on Acid. Shane hits the Pixel on the second try, but it's too late. He's lost this map. Wow. Great performance from both these competitors tonight, especially NHL, possibly performing a huge upset round 2 of the World Championships. Shane is going to finish a 30, his worst time of the average. And yeah, awesome match for me to commentate. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and we're going to be checking these touches and getting back to you immediately on who won this. This is a battle of the thinnest margins. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.